I am the Queen of Zandalar, and a queen kneels to no one.
They should use their minds to save the world, instead of devising ways to tear it apart.
No. Not while the Black Moon still cries out for vengeance. Not until the Horde has answered for its treachery.
The war is serving its purpose. Stay focused on the endgame. You know what is to come.
The two essential weapons of an adventurer. A bottle of good gin and a jar of tasty jam. This is Girls Gone WoW!
You're listening to Girls Gone WoW, show 677, recorded on Sunday, the 1st of March 2026. It is in fact March already, people. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
It's incredibly confusing.
Yeah. I'm your host EJ, and with me I have my lovely but slightly confused co-host Raven. Welcome to March, Raven.
It's doubly confusing because there's a whole load of temperatures between 0 and 14 that the weather just hasn't really bothered with this year. So there were a couple of days last week where it was 0, 1, -1, pretty damn fucking cold. It's been 14 degrees during the day, 15 degrees during the day. It went up to 18 degrees at one point last week, and it's just there are temperatures in the middle of this range. I quite like it. I like a day that's like a 9 or a 10, but no.
Yep.
None of those. Not allowed those. So it's been quite confusing in general. But yeah, here we are in March. How's your week been?
It's been alright. There's a thing I'm going to tell you about later that I'm not going to talk about here because that would be inappropriate. But I had a weird week at work. But then it's all good because I'm on holiday now and midnight has arrived.
Midnight
has arrived for some people.
Yes, midnight has arrived. I'm glad you've got a week off. That's super nice. I've got a week off at the end of this month, so I'm supposed to be off the week of the 30th of March, which is the week leading up to Easter. So I do have some time coming up.
I mean, I think it was very nice of Blizzard to drop the new expansion for Sai's birthday.
Yeah,
it's my
very good.
Birthday this week.
Oh yes, of course it is.
We always take. This is why we have this week off. We always take this week off because it's his birthday week. And then would you like an expansion for your birthday, Sai?
Yeah,
so I said,
thanks very much.
Thanks,
yeah. I should remember that it's Sai's birthday this week because obviously in 2020 the last thing any of us did before the pandemic was go to that terrible tiki cocktail bar for Sai's birthday, and that was the last thing we did.
The last night out before lock-in.
Before lockdown,
worse, doesn't it?
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
Well, lovely people. So, in case anybody is concerned, we are spoiler free.
Yes, we are. Yes, we will not be spoiling anything today.
Not everybody has early access. Everybody consumes a new expansion at different rates, so we will be holding off talking about any sort of story until for a few weeks yet. Do not fear. If anybody does accidentally write me something that's a bit spoilery, I censor it before I stick it in the show notes. So welcome to your spoiler-free chat about how excited we all are. Oh my goodness, so much excitement. So before we find out on how you approach the start of a new expansion, if you've got any rituals or anything, or any way you like to approach a new expansion, we're going to just dip into the interesting news of the week, because there is a little bit more interesting news apart from midnight, but obviously that's the most interesting. But the second most interesting thing is that Blizzard have launched a new Discord, which is called the WoW Portal Room. It's a space where new players, those returning after a break, or people looking to level up their playstyle can meet the right people to help them with that. A team of WoW ambassadors are representing 21 partnered community Discord servers, including our own,
Indeed,
are ready to try and help you find a community space that's right for you. So the idea about this Discord is it's not going to be somewhere you're going to sort of live permanently. It's if you are looking for your people and you don't know where to find them, then hopefully somebody on this Discord can steer you in the right direction. It might well be that one of the community Discords that the ambassadors are part of is the perfect fit for you. Or it might be that they might know somewhere that might help you with what you want to do, because obviously some people have got very key interests. Some people are all about their end game raiding and they want something like really hardcore. Some people want something mid-core. Some people are more into somewhere quite relaxed and chill. Some people are super into like pets or achievements or housing. Obviously housing's a big thing now. So if you haven't found a home, or if you want to find a home, then go and check out the WoW Portal Room. I'll put a link in our show notes with the article. I mean, if you just Google WoW Portal Room, it'll show you exactly how to get involved.
Yeah. So we have a new month at the trading post because somehow it's March. I don't understand who let that happen, but somebody did. Somebody pressed the button and now it's March. Red and purple tones are your theme for the month. There's 4 mounts on offer, as well as 2 different colours for the iconic Mage Weave ensemble. And if you fill the bar, you'll get a flying carpet.
The comfy Belemeth flying quilts.
You get a flying carpet.
I did wonder why they'd called it a quilt and not a carpet. I was really confused by that choice as I was writing my notes.
Yeah, it is. It's
very pretty.
It's very pretty. It's a flying carpet. It's definitely a flying carpet. I guess a quilt sounds a bit more like cozy, but there's also there's a few things coming back this month. So the pearlescent butterfly mount is back for the month. There's a few other bits and pieces that are back for the month. So it's quite a good month to be on the trading post, and obviously easy to fill your bar this month if you are playing the new content.
It is quilted, you are correct. It does definitely have a quilted appearance to it. No, you're right. I think we're all right on this. Absolutely. I am loving the fact that they've done a red, so it's a red and a lavender version of the Mage Weave, because everybody loves a bit of Mage Weave.
Yeah.
I was quite pleased to see that. I think probably now, unlike February, where some of us struggled to fill. I mean, I struggled to fill the bar in February.
Yeah, I didn't get anywhere near filling the bar in February.
I should imagine that this month we'll probably all fill that bar quite easily.
I would imagine so. So we can all have our magic flying quilt.
Yay! What else has happened this week? Oh my goodness, yes. So there were 3 new lore pieces. I'm going to wave this at you now.
Okay.
3 new lore pieces that dropped this
I mean,
week.
as long as you're waving that and not waving your microphone at me, I don't mind.
Thank you. Because I'm so excited about these. So there was an Arator animation, Son of Two Worlds. So in the style of the previous animation. Good stuff. Then there's an Arator cinematic called Immolation, which is different, which made me just blub a little bit.
Oh.
And finally, there's a new short story about Owena called The Quiet at the End of Us. So check out WoW YouTube for all 3. But if you prefer to do the PDF of the short story, I will stick a link in the show notes.
And finally, the Dark Moon Fair has arrived today, but be warned, new faction renowned tracks do not get buffed. So Midnight factions are not buffed by the Dark Moon Fair today. However, you can get all your profession points if you've updated with the trainers, and you can still get the 10% experience buff from the carousel. But yeah, your midnight renowns are not buffed by the carousel. So yeah, be careful.
It's fair enough. I mean, they did the same at the start of the War Within as well. It just so happens that like the drop and the Dark Moon Fair have lined up perfectly this time around. So I think some people were hopeful.
It will be a new month for endeavours. Yes, housing endeavours tick over. When I looked at it, when I logged in today, it said 35 hours remaining. So I think it'll tick over on like Tuesday or something. I will keep an eye on it. So yes, it looked like endeavours were about to tick over. So we'll do that.
With, maintenance, doesn't it?
Well, except it said 35 hours remaining when I opened the thing this morning, and there are more than 35 hours between now and Wednesday, which I found confusing. So maybe what it does tick over with is the official launch of Midnight.
Oh, yes, that's probably what it ticks over with.
That would have been about 35. I was just, when I logged in, I was a bit confused when I looked at it today, because I had the same thought, like, oh, I'm sure endeavours will be ticking over soon. And it said 35 hours remaining. And I was like, what's happening in 35 hours from now? But I couldn't be bothered to sit and use my little pause and count how many hours was 35. But I think probably it might be tomorrow at 11 p.m. So we'll have a login on Tuesday morning maybe and pick a new endeavour.
Well, I wonder if this time we might get one.
Oh yes, we all have to do the same one, don't we? This time,
ones?
yes.
Yeah.
We probably all have to do the same one.
Probably all get some sort of blood elf related one, or
yes, probably. Something. I can't imagine that the void are gonna come and help us.
No,
it'd be hilarious. We're fighting the void at the Sunwell, but it's okay because they've come to help us make our houses all nice.
Yeah, it's probably not going to work. Yeah, the Twilight cult have turned.
Yeah, the Twilight cult. There's lots of Twilight cultists who've been arrested, so they've got nothing to do now. So they've turned up. So they've come to do a little bit of tidying up in your neighbourhood.
They do their community service. They do community services endeavours.
Yeah, that would be great. Restorative justice, 100%.
Freaky peaky, I think you're right. I do think the main square in the neighbourhood seems busier.
Oh, really? With NPCs?
Yeah, I think it feels like there's more happening there.
How exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forced labour furniture creation, yeah. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Well, that swiftly brings us on to our topic for the week. Midnight is upon us.
Woohoo!
So we asked you to tell us how you like to approach the beginning of a new expansion. Raven, do you have anything you particularly like to do, or particularly a way you like to approach a new expansion?
Slowly. Yeah, I try not to rush into a new expansion. So I did... I don't like that bit at the beginning of a new expansion or at the beginning of anything, and I've complained about this several times, where suddenly fucking everyone has got an exclamation point and you open up your map and there's just people everywhere. So I'm not going to give any details of what any of the side quests were, but when I logged into Silver Moon this time round, I was very careful not to pick up, instead of picking up every single possible exclamation point, I picked up one exclamation point and I did that storyline all of the way to the end of that bit of story. And then I came back and I picked another one up and I did that all the way to the end of that bit of story, instead of picking up everything and then you not really having any idea why you were sent to this particular shop to go and talk to this particular person, or why you were in the docks, or why you were like wherever you were. So I've been trying to do them in like story order and only kind of have, because you can, I think they've done a better job with the questing this time round. So it does feel a bit more natural just to follow everything through in stories. So if you're going to get more than one quest for the same area, it's usually from the same NPC or from an NPC that's standing next to or like really, really close to. Like there's, it's obvious that these NPCs are giving you the same quests for the same area, or different quests for the same area rather. Whereas obviously in older WoW expansions, I mean, you'd get 6 or 7 quests for the same area, but they'd be from people who are in, like, it wouldn't be obvious that that was what was about to happen. So I do think modern questing makes this a little bit easier. But yeah, I try to follow everything through to its natural conclusion, and I do the dungeons as follower dungeons if I get to the end of a storyline, and I do the delve if there's a delve at the end of the storyline. And these days now, I guess I can do the raid and story mode if there's a raid that's at the end of an expansion, at the end of a quest chain. So I just try to sort of see everything through. I also, I try to finish a zone as much as possible before moving on to the next zone. So I like to get all of the main story quests, all of the Sojourner quests that are available at your level, which is often not all of them. You often can't finish Sojourner. Have a go at all of the sort of treasures and things that pop up and the rares, but you've not got as much control over that because obviously they're on timers and things. I've quite enjoyed. I mean, this is a topic for a later date, but I've quite enjoyed some of the treasures that have been so far. Yeah, I've had quite a good time with some of those. Try to make sure, and try to pick all the herbs and do all the gathering. And I'm trying this time to keep up with my professions because I didn't get cooking leveled last time. I didn't get fishing leveled last time because professions within professions in Dragonflight were just a bit impenetrable. This is a topic for a later date, but I'm much enjoying the new system for alchemy. There's a sort of cauldron thing which I'm enjoying in terms of finding new recipes. So yeah, I just try to take it quite slowly and sort of clear out a zone properly rather than I don't just chase the main story through. I want to see everything that's going on in the zone and do it as kind of as completely as possible before heading into the next zone. So Eversong Wood, we did a tiny little bit on Thursday. I probably did a couple of hours on Friday. I probably did a couple of hours yesterday. I've probably done maybe 4 hours today. So I've done somewhere between maybe 6 and 8 hours, and I've just finished, and I'm 4? I think I'm 84. And I've just finished Eversong Wood.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, that's usually my approach. I don't have any sort of special snacks or anything. I try not to snack too much when I'm gaming. So yeah, I don't have any sort of particular. I mean, I just have to play the game when I have time to play the game, which is not always. So yeah, I don't especially have any sort of rituals or anything around sort of the gaming itself. I just settle down to play whenever I have some time. What about yourself? What's your approach? You and Mr. B like to level together.
Well, so because he is in a raiding guild and they like to sort of crack on and do things. We haven't leveled together for a long time.
No.
But what we did do this week, so he was supposed to have all of Friday off, but he ended up working till 3 a.m.
Oh,
so
no.
In fact, spent most of Friday recovering. And bless him, when I got home on Friday, I'd had to buy a new chair because midway through Wednesday, my chair decided to die. I'm like, can't die now. So I'd ordered one, and I was like, right, when I get home on Friday, I'll build my chair. Blah. Got home, he'd built my chair for me. Bless him. I know, he's absolute sweetheart. So he's like, I haven't even got the computer in. I said, well, why don't you finish workout and get your dinner ready, and then we'll do the launch event together. So because his guild went horde a couple of expansions ago.
Yes.
And he's like, I don't know if we can group up. I'm like, no, it's fine. I've got a horde. I'll just bring the other mage I have.
Yes, I've got a spare one.
I've got a spare mage. So I brought my spare mage on, and we did the opening thing together.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. There were actually a couple of extra, because when you and I did it the other day, we did one like bonus event.
Yes.
There were actually a couple of other ones, so we just ran around and did all of those as well, actually. Yeah, so we did that. I used to pick everything up and like complete all the quests and then go back and then redistribute them all, but actually that's just chaos. So I've actually taken your approach this time, and I've gone, right, I'll pick you two. You two look close. Maybe your quests like work together. So I've done that this time, and actually, I think it's streamlined how like I think I'm having to do a lot less back and forwards than I used to. I also think they've improved, like you said earlier, by clumping things together. Much better. So instead, again, I try not to snack because it's too easy to not realize how much you've eaten if you snack. We have got a few little snacks in, but what I've been trying to do is actually not eat while I'm playing. So I've tried to like just log everything out and eat separate. I did some batch cooking, so that's made that nice and simple.
Nice.
And again, yes, I like to tidy a whole zone up before I leave. So, and actually, I sort of got a little bit obsessive with it. So, a great thing that I've noticed now, I can only say this for 2 zones because I've only done 2 zones so far. But all of the rares I've come across that you need for whatever the kill all the rares in the section is, they all seem to be on a 20 to 30 minute respawn timer. Like, nobody seems to have one of those stupid, it might respawn in 14 and a half hours. You know, like lots of the old rares have got really stupid spawn times, and you're just like, I don't fucking know when it's going to come back. Like, everything seems to be on about a 20 to 30 minute respawn time. So there were a couple where I was like, and Wowhead was sort of giving me that impression. Right. And I was like, you know what? I'm quite happy to sit here. Or I'll start leveling my fishing because I'm sat next to a pond or whatever waiting for the thing. Side note, whoever writes the flavour text for all the rubbish that you fish up is having the best time. They're so fucking funny.
They're very funny.
Do read all the flavour text on all of the... There was something that it was called like a glistening globule, and it was like, I don't know what this is, and I don't want to know.
Like,
they've just been making me giggle like, insanely. So yeah, whoever writes those, they can come to the pub with us.
Yes.
So yeah, and having sat for several rares over the last couple of days, 20 to 30 minutes spawn time maximum, which is really nice. And I hope that's going to be the same for all of the rares, because there is nothing worse than going, where everyone's speculating about how long a spawn time is. It's like, don't do that to people. No. That's not fun.
No. That's good to know.
So yeah, that's my approach, is like, I like to tidy it up, because then also it means that my map tidies up.
It's just a bit of a...
And I know I could make my map look more tidy by not having a couple of add-ons, which I have, because I do have the Handy Notes add-on.
Yes, I have Handy Notes as well.
But that's because I like to know where they are, so I can go and work out how to do them. And some of them have got like little puzzles and things now. But yeah, it means I tidy my map up. Like, and that's another way of I feel like I'm accomplishing something, because I'm like, oh, look how tidy my map is now. Lovely.
Yes, I do like it because when I first opened the Silver Moon map after we'd sort of finished, I was like, like there were just exclamation points kind of everywhere.
Yes,
and I was like, ooh, blimey, not very sure about all of that. But actually, it didn't take too long to sort things out a bit.
And also now you've got all the different types of... I mean, I'm pleased that there are now different types of...
exclamation point symbols, yes.
So you're like, okay, that's going to be interesting, but I don't have to do it now. That one I definitely want to do now. And I appreciate that, absolutely. But yes, sometimes when you open your map and you're like, just this sort of array of like yellow and blue and purple, and you're like, too much.
Yes, it's a bit, it's a bit much.
And then somehow... Oh, and I actually had to go into the map and re-enable show me where the banker is, because at one point I was like, where's the bank? I know I did a quest, but that was like 30 minutes ago, and that could have been any one of these white buildings. So I actually had to turn that back on, because I don't normally have it. So I was like, okay, that's where you are, fine.
Yeah, I'm finding Silvermoon mostly quite easy to navigate compared to Dornagal wasn't too bad. I found Valdrakken very confusing. I don't quite know why, but I could just never quite work out where I wanted to be in Valdrakken, and so I always ended up in the wrong place. And there were some places that I could just never reliably find, ever. And I always had to ask someone.
Yeah, there were a couple of weird places that you sometimes had to turn tokens in, and those ones I was then, I'm like, it's around here somewhere, and I'd end up like flying around in a circle until I could desperately find it. But yeah, those are the sort of things that I do these days, and also making sure that I do remember to take some time away and stretch my legs and do all of those sorts of things.
Yeah, I've been so I can play for about 2 hours, and I've before I have new and exciting problems with my fingers. I think it might be that pressing on keys is hyperextending the top joint of a couple of my fingers, and it's just occurred to me literally today that you can get splints for hypermobile fingers.
You can. Yes, no, they're really pretty as well. You can get some really pretty ones.
Yes, you can get some really cheap plastic ones to see whether they work or not, but then you can get beautiful, beautiful, beautiful silver ones. So I might order some some of this, they're called swan splints. I might order some of the sort of... in fact, I might order a slightly different one. I think they're called Opal 8s, the cheap plastic ones. But you can get like a set on like Amazon or somewhere that's like pretty cheap. So I might try and see if I can improve my comfort in my hands at all. Because I think I'm just hyperextending some of these joints. And they're just... If I play for like more than... you sit in the same position for like 10 minutes and then everything's it's quite an odd sensation. I can't really describe it, but it's very crunchy and not in a good way. So I've had to be making sure that so 2 hours is about where I kind of cap out for games. I have to then stop and do something else with my hands. It's a bit annoying. But never mind.
Question. Sorry, I'm just trying to help somebody in a different place.
I'm
back in the room. So, right. Well, that's what we do. But what do you all do? I'm sure there's going to be some good, helpful tips in all of this. And let's start with lovely Salmis.
This is Salmis reporting in for this week's topic. The Warband plays at midnight. As usual, I tend to scout out new expansions with Salmis, who can usually avoid the fights he doesn't want to fight, and stealth into new and intriguing spaces. With the advent of warbands and the distinction between the main story campaign and local stories, I started sharing the wealth of questing. Salmis follows the main story, and I allocate local stories to characters who make sense to me would be interested. For example, I let my whammy hammer dwarf shaman explore the earthen stories in the Isle of Dorn and the Ringing Deeps, while my Draenei paladin took in the tales of the Arathi and Hallowfall, and Copernica learned the arcane secrets of the Nerubians. I'll probably optimize my professions a little better now that I see the patterns they've established in the War Within. I'll be working on the different weekly profession knowledge quests and filling out the specialization trees. But first, it's going to be Salmis, because in Dragonflight and the War Within, they made it clear that pushing ahead in the main campaign with one character tends to open the most options for other warband characters after them. Onward to midnight. Now, how do they say that? Ah, yes. A nu balore de la Salmis out.
Wow, that was professional pronunciation there.
Lovely.
EJ, do you do your ults at the same time as you're doing your main, or do you wait until your main has done everything and then you pick your ults up?
I think I've got a feeling I do. I feel like I do it differently every time. I think sometimes I think, right, we'll just like, okay, we'll bang through this one zone on like however many ults, like main ults that I've got. This time round my plan is, so I've started with my warlock.
Oh, okay.
My mage and I might have to have a bit of a chat. I might have to like explain to her that it's fine, but so I've started on my warlock, and I finished the campaign in 2 zones. I've got a couple of little side quests to finish up in the trial zone, and then I'll go and see what Arator wants to do, and then I'm going to go to the Haranir. That's my plan.
Okay.
And I think my plan is she is going to complete everything there is for her to complete, like campaign, story, and then I just don't really have a plan yet. What I have done and what I remembered to do, because I think Symes reminded me to do, was I logged in any ults that I want to start accruing rested, because they won't accrue rested unless you log them in.
Yes.
So yeah, if you've got so I literally spent about half an hour on the first night when I was too tired to actually play, just logging in those 20 odd ults I have, because I'm like, at some point there'll be some sort of like super whizzy catch-up event when most of those will get leveled.
Your second cat arrived. There we go. It's like a sort of moving shadow behind you. It's like cat number 2 has arrived. Sorry.
She's arrived.
There we go.
Had something to eat, something to drink. She probably wants to tell you about the violation of her murder pause today.
Oh yes, yes. I have to clip River's claws later. That'll go down well.
And quite often, like the first character that I put through will do everything, and then everybody else does just the campaign, unless there was a storyline I particularly enjoyed.
Right.
Like everybody went and did. Everybody went and did the story in the Isle of Dawn with the elderly earthen. Oh yes, with
the earthen who was losing their memories. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think all of my characters did that quest line. And there's a couple I've come across already that aren't main story quests that I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to do this like 400 times.
Yes, there's quite a lot of questing you can do this time round that involves either petting cats or chasing dogs or chasing kind of some kind of creature. No spoilers, but there's a lot of animal management involved in Silvermoon.
Yep. This is not a spoiler, but the thing I'm going to urge you to do when you get to Silvermoon is to find the pet cafe.
Yes, you should find the pet
cafe.
Go
and find the pet cafe.
Yes.
But also, just out in the wild, there are so many like companion animals that you can pet.
Yes. Everybody's extremely pettable, apart from there is one cat that should be pettable and is not pettable, and it's a travesty.
Cat. Yes, why is that cat not pettable?
I do not understand why that cat is not pettable. There is one unpettable cat.
No, I feel I must go to social media and demand that cat is... that cat needs to be pettable, and I don't understand. In fact, I think I reported that in the alpha. I think I was like, why can't I pet this cat?
Why can't I pet this cat?
Pet this cat.
Yeah, okay.
Apart from that cat. So yeah, I suspect what I will do is, yes, everybody else will do the campaign. Because even when they put in campaign skips, they often only skip a bit, and then you still have to do a bit of campaign. Campaign skips aren't always full skips.
No, and they often don't. They often don't quite make sense. And then you almost spend as long trying to work out where are you and what are you now doing, than if you'd just done the questing in the first place.
Yeah, and also I want to be able to like get gear for everybody and all those sorts of things. So, but also the second ones that come across. So my warlock doesn't have any gathering professions, whereas everybody else has at least one gathering profession. So actually, some of their leveling will happen through like mining or fishing, or not mining or fishing, mining or herbing. Or whatever.
Yes.
Yep. Right. What have the rest of you told us that you like to do? So Angel Raven says, I like to set little goals for myself as to what I want to get early in the expansion. An example of this is the fire mammoth mount I got in Dragonflight. Can't wait for the new mounts, pets, toys, and questing.
Oh, very good, very good.
I like having a little... Yeah, I think sometimes, especially when you've got so much content, and I think that's what I felt on Friday night. I think I was I was quite tired because I'd had a day at work. And then I was just a bit overwhelmed, and I was like, no, I can't. I need to sleep, and then I can deal with it in the morning.
Yeah. Nadriel says, I dive into the story and progress as fast as inhumanly possible. Once I'm up to date with the story, I start looking around at other things.
Marie says, I like to turn off all distractions and follow the story, reading everything and looking around. I do this with the camera fairly close so I can see NPCs' faces, and I pick flowers, mine, fish, and catch pets as I go. I also tend to quest in stealth as a cat, so I don't have to worry about aggro if I don't have to kill a mob for a quest. Ah, yes, the Kit Kat bonus.
Yeah, the Kit Kat bonus. Unfortunately, quite a lot of the herbs have got links on them. I mean, cats, like dangerous cats on them. In Eversong. Yes, as in like dangerous cats. Yes. Quite a lot of the herbs are quite guarded. I've had to have.
Yes, in fact, I saw some people herbing things in Zul'Amon, and as they herbed them, all these like other things came up and started attacking them, and I was like, oh. Yeah,
herbing is quite an extreme sport in the current expansion in Midnight. Yeah, quite dangerous. Luch says, I'm heading straight to the fungal jungle? What does that mean? I don't understand.
Probably the Haranir.
Yes, okay. I think
once you've
finished the first zone, yes, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
But you do have to finish Eversong first.
Yes. Shantyman says, story. That's goal number 1. Like Marie, I tend to move around stealth to avoid random mobs that I don't need for quests. Pets, drop Tysons for mounts and such can wait until the story is done.
Oh, okay. Coronwolf says, doing as we've done since TBC, Coronwolf and Kalad will be in the field following the story and being immortal unless I do a Coronwolf. That would be flinging the shield at too many things. That shield is extremely bouncy.
Oops.
Yes.
It's always a little bit disconcerting when your tank says oops.
Yeah, and you're like, why? Oh, okay, that would be the whole of the instance. It was fascinating. In Tol de Gore, occasionally they came upstairs from through the floor. It was hilarious.
Oh God, yes, I've forgotten about those.
By finish Eversong, I mean finish the main story quest in Eversong. Yes, yeah, but you need to finish the campaign chapters that run through Eversong before you can go through into the other. Then you open up your table and you can go to whichever zone next you want to.
Top tip: if you want a little like bite-sized one, the Arator one is quite a bite-sized campaign chunk.
Yeah, I think
I'm two places.
I'm feeling like that might be where I go next, just because I'm feeling like that's the bit of the story that I'm most interested in at the moment. Mm-hmm. No spoilers, but somebody needs to take the stick out of his ass.
Oh goodness. Yes indeed.
And it's not Arator.
Fabio. No, we love Arator.
We love it.
Fabio Saccone says, do all the story quests with my main. Then pick the alts that best fit the mood for each zone. Oh, I like that. And do every quest on their assigned zone with them. And additional questing dungeons until they reach max level. I like that.
Yeah.
But since I've been enjoying healing so much and I don't like to do quests with healers, I might add some dungeon healing with my healer alts to the mix this time.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting idea. We're giving EJ ideas. Ams says, slowly. That's what I said. I block out all the people digging max level 5 minutes into the new expansion. I like to save at every quest and complete every dungeon and delve quest before I move on. I will sit and read all the quest text and take loads of breaks. Yeah, see, this is how I do it. I have that storyline add-on still, which I really like. So storyline, it puts instead of the quest text being a little box, it puts it right in the middle of your screen, and you see the NPC that you're talking to, and you see your own character. So it's more like a kind of it's more immersive. It's more like a conversation. I love it. Ams continues, I've never been one to smash through the expansion content. As an example, in Dragonflight and War Within, I was the last of the raid group to hit 70 or 80. I hadn't even got past 61 or 62 when most others were hitting max level. I stopped to fish, search for treasures. It's a journey for me and definitely not a race. I have set myself a little bit of a kind of parameter here because I have posted when we're going to be raiding, so I need to make sure that I'm actually max level before that happens, but we won't be doing that until till Thursday the 24th or something.
There we go. Mobiz says, I like to focus on one character to level their profession up to maximise the early launch demand for items.
Oh, interesting.
I'll probably work on the professions tools because I'll find they're in huge demand and my alt army will need them as well. That's a very good way of doing things. Absolutely.
Exploiting the capitalist angle. Yes. Make a bit of money, Mobiz. Very good, very good. Pastor Matt says, the first thing I usually do is clean out my bags and banks on my 5 or 6 main characters that I play. Then I clear out old quests. Everybody got to watch me do this on stream on Thursday night. After that, I figure out which of my characters I want to max level and which ones I want to level with my girlfriend. Then I do smaller things like check to see if I want to use the same transmog, see if the gear is up to snuff, make sure they're in the right place to start, little things like that. Also, made sure I was going to get off work in time and had dinner a bit early. I took care of all my errands, like taking a shower and making tomorrow's lunch before the X-Pack dropped. Also told everyone to leave me the fuck alone for the rest of the day. All of this preparation was for naught, though. I got DC'd and couldn't get back in for 45 minutes. Oh. There has been... just this isn't a spoiler, this is a warning, everyone. There have been a lot of DCs. Somebody who was watching the stream with us on Thursday got DC'd and couldn't get back in. I got kicked out... several times today when I was just pootling around in a particular part of a zone, and it DC'd me 3 or 4 times in a row. It does, although it did let me straight back in. But it does seem like there's a little bit of server instability kind of kicking around. I've been mostly pretty lucky that I've been able to get straight back in every time it's DC'd me, but like it has been flaky. It has been flaky.
I've had some lag issues occasionally. Thankfully I haven't been DC'd, but I've certainly had some periods where I'm like, did I press the button? Oh, okay, we were just thinking about it. All right then. Yeah, I've certainly experienced that.
Yeah.
Thinking about what past Matt just said, have you done your expansion new transmog yet?
No, so I usually do it after I've done all of the main campaigns, so that I've got all of the sets, in case there's some good leveling sets. Although the transmog I'm wearing at the moment is from Shadowlands.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's just because it's really nice.
It's very pretty.
It's very pretty.
Very, very pretty.
And she is wearing it in my icon, so I'd have to get someone to draw me a new one. But yeah, I haven't. I'll wait until we've finished getting to the end of the main campaign, and then I'll see what's going on in the transmog style.
Because don't forget to make sure your transmog is how you would like it to be, because there's lots of lovely in-game cinematics that you are a part of.
Yes.
So it depends. Some people like to make sure they look their smartest, and some people like to make sure they're wearing a horse outfit. So whichever one you're going to prefer, make sure you've transmogged the right way.
Maybe says there's a little bit of in-flight dismount issues in the final purple zone. Make sure you have your gliders with you. Oh dear, that sounds like a bad plan.
Well, there was a bit of that during Alpha, so that's annoying that that's still happening.
Oh dear.
I certainly reported that. Arrowith says, I'm always done the story and the side quests on my main and Night Elf Balanced Druid since vanilla. Sometimes I try and talk to myself into saving the side quests for alt leveling, but I really prefer to play my main and take my time. With delves and other solo end game content, it might take a while before my alts leave their warband house.
Yeah, fair enough.
And for some reason, new content requires red Twizzlers and my threadbare Dalaran University t-shirt.
Red,
nice one.
Red Twizzlers are the best Twizzlers. Oh, I haven't had any Twizzlers for so long. Oh, but Holly's going to California next week. Holly could bring me Twizzlers. Yeah, they're the best. They're the best ones. Yeah, Holly's off to California. So, yeah, a Twizzlers order might need to be placed. They are the best ones.
But yeah, you want something that's nice and comfy. You want to be comfy when you're questing. Absolutely.
Yes. Yesterday evening, I had to sit and play for a bit in my clothes that I was wearing during the day because I had agreed to walk the dog downstairs, which meant that we couldn't do what I usually do, which is get changed into my uber comfy house coat with my little bear ears and my PJs, which is what I'm currently wearing. So I did feel a bit. Like, I always felt like I was working, sitting in my, like
serious Raven is seriously levelling.
Serious levelling clothes. And then, it got to about 8:30, and I was like, I think that's late enough now. The dog will have to come out now. So, and I took the dog out, who did not want to go out. And then when I got her out, she was like, no, I actually really, really, really do need to pee. And it was like, well... Okay.
That's why we're out here.
That's why we're here. And you're sitting. She sat at the top of the stairs and tried to refuse to leave the building. I was like, that's really unhelpful. But she's a Chihuahua, so it's not like I can't pick her up. Shorrel says, I went and did the catch-up thing in Arathi on Briege. I liked having that because I was more or less skipped the last season because of health issues. Most of those are resolved now. Good. I usually do a lot of questing and just grab what notes I find along the way, but I'm being a little more deliberate this time round and picking up treasures, mining more thoroughly and poking around because the new Belf zone is gorgeous while sticking to its roots. Yeah, the game does look amazing right now.
Looks so good.
It looks so good.
I have to say, I wasn't expecting to... I basically I did Eversong and then I moved and did Zulaman, and it was a little bit in like I'll just get that over and done with, like expectations blown away. Like I love the way it looks, I love what's going on there. It's amazing how you can think you've got a plan for something and then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, that wasn't the plan after all. Trey says, after the oh my god, I didn't do all the things that have been removed panic, I run my gear through Ask Mr. Robot and I sell the rest. Then I park my main on top of Thunderbluff's highest totem.
Aww.
I do this because I love the Tauran aspect and I try to work, live, grow the environment as much as possible in my non-WoW life.
Oh, very nice. Stilgar says, generally I try to take it easy, especially with early access. I enjoy the fact that I can take it at my own pace without feeling I'm already too much behind. I try to take my time exploring and enjoying it, mostly following the main quest lines only so that I can unlock world quests and the like around the time I get to max level, and can take everything else in whatever I feel like I want to do. I really enjoyed the leveling and exploring sides of a new expansion, so I try to focus on that and not fall victim to the rat race feeling. Yeah, it is super, like, if you're going to try and level slowly, you have to kind of be okay about the fact that it's going to take a while and not get too like, oh, how's everybody else always already, you know, finish this zone or that zone. And also you have to not, if you don't want to be spoiled too much, you have to sort of ignore everybody.
Yes. Yeah, a big thank you to everybody being so so good about no spoilers on Discord. Good work, everybody.
Yes, absolutely. Good work, everybody there.
I was doing something, and I think I'd hit 85, and I was, I feel like I'm I'm on top of this. Like, I don't feel like I've been pushing myself, but like, I was quite impressed. And then this Pandaren flew past me, who was question mark, and I was like, well, now I feel like I'm dawdling. I have not been dawdling.
No.
I've completely got into the zone with this. Because it's all so good. But yeah, when this like question mark flew past me, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Just momentarily, and then I was like, good for them. Good for them. I hope they're living their best and they're doing whatever it is they want to do, and that doesn't affect me. At one point that would have made me feel, but like, yeah, it was a momentary, and then I caught myself and I'm like, no, you're having a good time.
Indeed.
And our final submission, thank you, this time round came from Renata, who says, I prefer not to jump in if I can avoid it. Despite a longish beta, there are always scaling issues, mismatches between eye levels and quests, not to mention overcrowding despite sharding. Generally, I spend the first couple of weeks doing other things and let the server settle down. If I have that luxury. If I don't have anything I need to investigate, I don't feel I need to be first.
The nice thing about...
Yes, I think that's a great way of thinking about it.
The nice thing about the early access, and I sort of would prefer the early access wasn't a thing, but it is. The nice thing about it is that at the moment, the zones are not too full. So there's been no kind of like hordes and hordes and hordes of people. Like there are people, sure, but it feels like it's not too busy, which is quite nice. And there's not too much. There was one quest I was doing where the mobs that were needed for the quest weren't spawning fast enough, but most of the time I've not had that problem, which is pretty nice, and that sometimes is a bit of an issue if everybody's coming along together.
Yes, yeah, I mean that's yeah, it's been, when I've been questing, there's been enough people around that sometimes if there's like a big group of mobs, 2 or 3 of you get sort of just happen at the same time, and actually you all manage to tag it, and you sort of end up like going up a hill together because you're all on the same quest. But there's enough there that everybody can get some hits in so that things aren't dying before you can tag them, which is nice.
It is.
The one thing I'm going to say at this point that I do think that they need to change about the start of an expansion is slow flight needs to be available.
Yeah,
like,
this is really frustrating.
So in case you don't know, slow flying,
steady flying
has been has been locked behind some achievements. Yeah, so it's locked behind Pathfinder. They did this in the War Within, and we're like, don't do this, it's an accessibility issue. And they've done it again.
Yeah, so everything is... So you can fly, day one, you can fly, but it is skywriting.
And I have to say the new version, because they've tweaked how skywriting works, and I think the new way that skywriting, I think that it, like I would struggle now to run out of vigor.
Well, you can't,
I think it works better.
Vigor's not really a thing anymore, is it?
I mean, you can stall. You can press the button so many times that you run out.
Yeah, but it's not that you've got like it's not vigor like it was previously though. It's not like it's like vigor is completely different. So you've only got like 5 or 6 uses of each of the like boost things, but you don't have the like the little pills to fill, the little bars to fill anymore. So yeah, you can use all of the things.
Iteration.
Yeah,
absolutely, it's a much better iteration. But if you were going to put either of those two behind an achievement, why would you not put the fast whizzy one as the thing that you achieve? Why would you make the slow thing that some people need for accessibility, for various different forms of accessibility? Why would you be locking that away? I don't get it. I didn't get it last time. There was a lot of feedback about not doing it, and they've done it anyway, and I think that's a real shame. So just in case you are somebody who perhaps has motion sickness or other things where I'm really sorry, but I'm afraid steady flying is locked behind Pathfinder, and I am sorry about that.
Yeah, it is really frustrating. I don't like skywriting at all. There was some suggestion earlier on that it was to combat bots, because the bots struggle with it, so it's quite good for making sure those don't kind of come and do all the gathering in the early part of the expansion. But I just think it's just really bad. It's just really bad,
and I don't. A different way to deal with bots.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying that aspect of it. I keep flying past herbs and things that I'm trying to get. I keep crashing into things. It's not really fun. I'm not particularly enjoying it, that aspect of it at all. So yeah, I do wish they would change that. So this is the point in the show where I ask if you could give us a like or post a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening to us. We're hoping to try and grow our audience a little bit this year, and we would love for you to help us reach out to find new people. You can also join our Discord channel at bit.ly/ggw-discord. You can watch our show live on Sundays at 8 PM London time or midday Pacific at twitch.tv/silkyraven.
Thank you. So, kind of feels a little bit redundant, but it's in the show notes. So, Raven, how was your week in gaming?
Well, I did want to do some other stuff before Thursday evening, but for various reasons it wasn't possible. I had a pretty full-on week last week. I had some quite long work days, and so I didn't really get to play anything else, which was super annoying. But so Thursday we did log on. We did a little stream on Thursday just as the expansion early access was ticking over just into the new zones, so that was quite nice. We did a little housing tour. We had a look at some of the plots that we had a look at your house and Simes's house and a few other kind of bits and pieces, which was lovely. Other than that, it's just been into the new expansion. So I've finished Eversong. I thought the questing in Eversong was pretty good. I thought all the little side quests were pretty good. I think Silver Moon looks beautiful. I'm enjoying it so far. So yeah, I think it's been a pretty strong start to the expansion. There were loads of stuff that I was intending to finish up before we even got to the expansion. So Thursday, everybody got to see me emptying my quest log and putting stuff in the bank and tidying up a little. It was lovely on Thursday that everybody was sitting on their colour changing dragons.
Oh, the void something mounts.
Yeah, the mounts that we got with the Epic Edition. So everybody who was waiting for it to tick over had one, and we were all sitting synced up in Dornegal waiting for it to just kind of tick over, which was absolutely lovely. One of my favourite little moments of an expansion, that. I thought the early questing was pretty good. going. So yeah, it's been a pretty strong start to things. And yeah, just because I didn't completely mention it before, we will be doing EU casual raiding. We're going to be raiding on Thursday nights. So if you're looking for just a really casual, hopefully normal, if we're not up for normal initially, then we'll start in LFR. Or even in a couple of groups in Delves or whatever, just to try and work our way through the bosses and do a little bit of group stuff. We will do that on Thursdays starting the week after. So I'm not around the week of the 17th. That's the week I'm in Manchester. So I'm not around the week that Season 1 starts, but the following week on the Thursday we will be doing some of that group content like we used to. There you go.
Excellent.
How is yours? Have you done anything other than play WoW this week?
I briefly popped into Animal Crossing because my penguin Ryle decided he wanted to go and run circuits on different islands. He was a little sporty penguin, and I'm like, okay, and then obviously immediately regretted it because I love my little penguin friend. So then I had to furiously go and visit as many islands as I could to find somebody to take over the plot. And I really wanted a penguin, but I couldn't find a penguin. But I found Pappy, the lazy horse, who's just very sweet. And I ran onto the island, and I'd had a series of villagers. I'm like, no, absolutely not. And I ran on, and I was like, oh my god, it's Pappy. I was talking to Simon, and I'm like, I just need to, oh my god, it's Pappy, thank you, hold on, I've got to talk to Pappy. Like, please come and live on my island, you're a lovely little horse friend, please come and live on my island. And he's like, can I live on your island? Yes, please, great, super. So, yes, the snow has now gone for Animal Crossing, which makes me sad. Oh, although, when the snow first vanishes from Animal Crossing, all the grass has turned brown because it's been covered in snow for several months, and it takes a while until it turns green again. Yeah, I always forget that it does that, and I'm like, because it does that, and then as spring officially comes along, it'll get better. But no, it's been just like real life. Yeah, exactly, Marie. But yeah, no, it's been me in WoW. I'm having the best time. I did stop at a sensible time and went to bed. I'm like, no, you should go to bed. You've got a week off. I did stop. No, I didn't start today until I'd done my show notes. I'm like, you can't play WoW until you've done your show notes.
Very good.
So, I'm just having the best time. And I was saying this to Symes earlier. I've just finished the campaign in the Troll Zone. I was not expecting to feel all of the positive feels. I thought I was going to slightly endure the Troll Zone, and I've just had the best time in it. The questing is so good, the stories are good. I've had a few blubs. I've made sure I've got a huge box of tissues.
Okay.
And I've had a good few blubs around there. And Eversong, I really liked. There were touches. There's questing in Eversong now, which is very obviously paying homage to the original questing in some of those spots, and I really liked how they'd done that.
Yes.
Whilst making it fresh and new, I thought that was really good. So, my only, I've mostly done follower dungeons. And then I made the mistake. I don't know. I was obviously feeling delirious this afternoon, and I was like, "Oh, I've got to do a dungeon. I'll pug it." I should not have pugged it.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, it was being run by a bear tank. Now, I love a bear tank.
Bear tank. Yeah.
Unfortunately, bear tanks can move quicker than I can.
They
can. I spent the entire, and this bear tank didn't say anything, just ran and collected about a third of the mobs in the dungeon, and I'm desperately on my very tiny legs trying to chase up. So I spent the whole dungeon feeling like I just wasn't doing my bit because the bear had hacked off
Well, there's nothing you can do about that if people are going to be like that.
No. And also, at the end of the dungeon, the last boss of the dungeon dropped a decor item, which everyone had to roll for. And I was like, oh, I should have done this on a follower dungeon. Then I would have just got that decor item. So, lesson learned, take Captain Garrick.
Yes, Captain Garrick has received quite a lot of training and knows she's obviously really studied all of the dungeon maps. She knows exactly where she's going. However,
she puts up little quest markers.
She's
helpful. She pins. She pins in useful places.
She knows how all of the tank tools work. She knows how all of the direction, all the raid leading tools work. She's really super good. However, on I think 3 occasions, I think I was in Windrunner's Spire, which might have all of the trash in the entire world.
Oh my god, so much trash.
Yeah, it's got too much trash. There were several occasions where she did a really good job of picking off some groups and pulling them around a corner and tidying them up and holding them all together. But the shaman and I think the mage just didn't notice what she'd done. So I'm sitting there, it's like, this is taking ages. Why is this taking so long? It's because 2 of the DPS were standing round a corner, just waiting.
Biting the nails?
Yeah. We're just waiting. We're waiting for something. Waiting for something to happen.
Same thing with the shaman. The shaman kept getting lost or distracted or something.
It's
like every 2 minutes, the shaman's going, "I'm coming," and I'm like,
that shaman is just hopeless. I was like, okay, this is nice of you to give us an authentic dungeon experience. The shaman is paying absolutely no attention to what is going on in this dungeon whatsoever. They're alt tabbed out. They're doing something completely different, and they're just fine. But yeah, I think I've had some good follower dungeon experiences. I also, just as an aside, I have really enjoyed the number of NPCs who have unlikely decor items as their quest rewards. I really super enjoyed. I did a quest for somebody earlier and they were like, amazing, thank you so much for solving my problem. Here's a table. And I was like, yes, awesome.
Great.
Sure, I'll have your table. I definitely want your table. Where will you keep it? Is this the table that's upstairs in your house? Is this the table that's is this that table that's right there? Are you just giving away giving away furniture to adventurers seems like a bad idea.
The idea that the NPC's shit, I've got to give them something to say thank you. Here you go, have this.
Yeah, have this, yes. Oh god, forgot to tip the adventurer. What can I reach from here? You'll just have to take this table. Have this table. I'm super enjoying the addition of decor to the unlikely things that NPCs have stashed around their person that they can give you for completing a quest. Quite a lot of them have candlesticks.
Yeah, or they give you a fountain. Here, have a fountain. I'm like,
where
the fuck do you
exactly. Yeah, it's all these harpies that have got shields and stuff. You're like, mate, where did you have that stashed? This harpy's got a bag of holding. Yeah. Jesus.
So Captain Garrick, well done, Captain Garrick.
Yes.
Verisa needs some more.
Oh, Verisa needs 4 more voice lines.
Really
please can Verisa. Please can Verisa have some more voice lines.
No, I was halfway through the first delve, and the first delve is not very long.
No,
it's not and I was ready to throw her into the pit that's in the middle of the delve. I was like, Bran, I need Bran.
Yeah, we need a little bit of calibration on the voice line front.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And she either needs to say things less often, or also have more lines, because just every 30 seconds, and I'm like, shut up, please shut up.
Yeah,
Verisa
is quite talkative. She's quite talkative, and in a slightly odd way. She says things like, so one of her voice lines is, "Your pain is my pleasure," which
see that Verisa, I don't think we're that I don't think we're that friendly yet.
like, first time she said it, I was like, all right, steady on. And then she said it about 94 more times, and I was like, okay, all right. That's...
And there's something else that she says.
Yeah, there's something else that she says that's equally kind of like, okay, I think I'm learning more about Verisa here than I really need to in order to finish this delve. She just needs a little bit of finessing around the edges. She made me laugh. She also
lovely.
She also kept saying, not in the delve actually, but like when there was a quest I did with her, and she kept shouting, "Knives out!" and I was like,
yes. That's not very stealthy, Verisa.
Yeah, and look, she's creeping around behind me. I'm not stealthed. She's stealthing around behind me, shouting "Knives out" every 5 minutes, which just made me think of the very good films with Daniel Craig in them. So yeah, oh
dear, bless. So Verisa needs a little bit of work. Well done, Captain Garrett.
Yes,
good job.
I mean, Captain Garrett doesn't say very much, which I think is probably... Well, she says things like, "I think we should go over there." And you're like, yes, I...
When she says that, she's put up a useful ping.
Yes, this is true.
You know where she wants to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Captain Garrett. Let's do that. Great.
Yeah, she says, "I think we should try this portal." Yes, that would be great.
Okay.
And you've put a little ping over it, and also the tooltip says you should get in this portal. Great. Wonderful. I didn't at any point in any of my follower dungeons wonder what was going on or where I should be going. It was quite good. I quite enjoyed it. I think the Windrunners maybe had too many servants. Like, oh my god.
You know what? I went to a troll dungeon that was a bit heavy on the trash as well, and I was like,
God,
"Oh,
have we gone into a trash heavy expansion? That's bad."
We seem to have gone into quite trash heavy dungeons, like a couple, like the Windrunner one and the... I can't remember in the name of the troll one that I went to, but that was like, I got about halfway through and I'm like, I'm quite tired now.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
But anyway, mostly like 9.5 out of 10 so far, absolutely. So what have the rest of you been up to? I mean, we probably know a lot of it, but let's start with Salmis.
Hello, Raven and DJ. This is Selmis, the alchemical rogue, reporting in for my week in WoW. Friends and family have been comparing notes and getting our banks ready for the new expansion. We're starting to optimize our guild bank for materials used to make crafted decor from all the different expansions. Rexual Healing started talking about getting back together to hopefully raid in Midnight. I'm sure it will be different, chaotic, and glorious. Beyond that, until March 2nd, I'm gonna have to keep my adventures a secret, but I hope to share it along with you soon. Thank you all. Salmus out.
Lovely stuff. Marie hasn't had a lot of time, but has started Midnight.
Hooray! Cheryl has started Assassin's Creed Revelations, but then switched over to WoW unless they want couch time, and then it's Power Wash Sim or Hades 2.
Fabio Ciccone is really glad they didn't get early access as they've had no time to play this week. Boo! I'm sorry to hear that for you.
Corin Wolf has spent more time in WoW, and for some reason there are a lot of paladins out there. Can't imagine why that would be a thing.
Arrowith has been finding little tasks to complete before midnight, so finished grinding some Dragonflight supplies to get all the Belemeth decor. Oh, beautiful. She finished the recap but didn't get the promised Arathi Barbender's shelves, which is disappointing.
Oh.
Yes, it looks like those are locked behind having done the buggy, the Queen Thingamabob raid. But I think there might be a story mode available on that.
Oh, okay. Stilgar is enjoying early access, and prior to that finished all the Pet Safari pet achievements.
Santiman has been in WoW, Lord of the Rings Online, SWOTOR, and Guild Wars 2.
Blimey. That's a lot of different places. Ams has finished the Zaralek Caverns Pet Family achievement. His collector's edition finally arrived, so he was able to join the GGW neighbourhood and completed the opening midnight quest. Reluctantly, he's dropped tailoring for something less full-time, but is keeping enchanting for a while to DE all the unusable quest rewards and make some gold.
It is a good use of things, absolutely. Renata discovered the hell that is decor hidden behind the Raise an Army for insert class name here,
no.
Which is, as we discussed, is an achievement for
terrible.
something that we all did in Legion, but the game isn't rewarding it retroactively.
Yes.
Thanks. So Renata's having to do a bunch of old busy work for resources to run the missions. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks, quite frankly.
That does suck. Trey has been learning colourful language while learning how to set up his UI in Midnight. And then trying to remaster skywriding. His mounts need helmets at the moment. Yes, skywriding is terrible. Ren, you can be a Horde character in an Alliance housing neighbourhood, but you may not wish to be.
Depends on which type of housing neighbourhood you would like.
The housing neighbourhood, the Alliance one is prettier, I promise.
And we've got spooky bits.
Yeah, you can be. There's a spooky corner.
There is a big spooky corner. We like spooky corners.
In our EU charter neighbourhood, basically only Rose and EJ and I live in the spooky corner. I don't like everybody else is over.
And Ams now.
Oh, and Ams now. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Like everybody else is over in like the sunlit uplands. There's just a few of us like skulking in the spooky corner.
It looks like everybody is having a great time or is getting themselves ready to have a great time. So you're not in early access. You've got a couple of days now to clear out your bags, get everybody in the transmog you want to see them in the cinematics in, and make sure you've got your snacks in. Absolutely. So, if you want to get in touch with us, the best place to find us is on Discord at bit.ly/ggw-discord. We'd love you to drop us a follow over on Blue Sky at GGW Show, or you can subscribe to our YouTube at GGW Show. Remember, if you've enjoyed the show, if you could drop a like, follow, or a little review on the platform of your choice, it would help other people to find us too.
Next week, welcome to Midnight, everyone. Share your first week impressions, being as spoiler-free as possible, so no story spoilers. We are quite strict about those, but give us your general impressions. Which zone did you decide to tackle first and why? Share any top tips that you have discovered whilst you're out and about.
Indeed. And yes, I'm just going to reiterate, if you've got alts,
log them in.
Don't forget to log them in once you've got access to Midnight so that they start accruing their rested.
Yes.
That you apparently have to tell them to be rested.
They can't just work it out for themselves. No, they can't work it out. They never have been able to.
No, for some reason.
No.
Well, thank you for listening each and every week. I hope you will have an amazing time in Midnight over the next 7 days, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.